Today's story is about a playful imagination. I have been fortunate to have been given a playful imagination. It has served me well. Well, many years ago, my wife and I went to one of those marriage enrichment weekends where you escape the routine of your everyday life and you go to this beautiful hotel. Ours was near a beach. We went because we thought, what a great time. We can enjoy the time together. We had a few friends attending, and we'll get a time away. When we arrived, of course, there's a registration table, and we approach the table, and we are welcomed warmly, and we are asked to sign in, and then given that little badge that we're all given at conferences, the little square one that says, hello, my name is, and we were asked to put our name on that badge. At that moment, my playful imagination kicked in, and I decided to write the name Ted on my badge. I turned and took my wife's badge, and I wrote Ted on her badge. And then I stood near the registration table, and for the next several minutes, I convinced all the people that approached the registration table to put Ted on their name badge. It was pretty successful. I probably got the majority of the people on that evening to put Ted on their name badge. I soon was greeted by the pastor's wife. They were the host of that particular weekend, and she was not playful with the fact that I had taken all the name badges and convinced people to put Ted upon them. I did my best to convey to her that there was a rationale behind it. In this setting where sometimes we know one another, other times we're meeting one another, rather than worrying about that awkward moment of remembering a name, why don't we all be Ted? And our conversations can be, hey, Ted, how you doing? Let me introduce you to my wife, Ted. Let me introduce you to my friend, Ted. And guess what? Ted and I this weekend are going to be going to this location, and we're going to have so much fun. Ted, would you like to join us? She didn't find that welcoming at all. Within minutes, I'm actually going nose to nose with the senior pastor, her husband. His words were pretty simple, pretty direct, and not playful. Chip, I know you, I know your imagination, I know that you're fun and a good guy, but shut it down. I was invited to sit at the back of the room. Don't engage with your other TED friends because we don't want you to influence them to be playful. As I sat there, I thought, I don't like being reprimanded, but I have done some real preparatory work before this weekend. Now, my preparatory work was not based on the context of why we were there, per se. You see, the night before, I'd gone out to an area drugstore and I had purchased condoms for every person that was attending this enrichment weekend. Now, I went a little bit further than that, and I decided that these little gifts should be sponsored by the host. So I painstakingly took the time to create new covers for every little package. One side of the cover was the church logo, welcoming them to the weekend. The reverse side were little encouragements, those things that I had created. I decided I would create these rally phrases like stand firm in the faith, or I would take and create scripture passages that didn't exist. I always thought there should have been a second Hezekiah, just sounds good. So I created my own little encouragement phrases based in 2 Hezekiah 2 or 2 Hezekiah 3. Now I've been shut down. I sit there for a moment and I realize there's no need to be shut down. I can be playful. I leave and I go to the front desk of the place we're staying. Somehow, and I can't tell you how, but somehow I talked fast enough and with enough conviction that I convinced them that I was helping for the weekend and that I had token gifts that needed to be placed in every attendance room. Within an hour, I had been to every room. I had gone and placed on each pillow in each room one of my token gifts, one displaying the sponsor condom logo and the other one with the encouragement on the reverse side. As the evening went on, later on everything was done and many of the Teds decided to go get the cup of coffee or the piece of pie. We're sitting there, we're laughing, we're enjoying one another's company, and a couple approaches my table. I don't know them. Had not been introduced to them yet, but they approached me as Ted. Hey Ted, how you doing, Ted? And I approached them back. Hey Ted, good to talk with you. Nice to meet you, Ted. And then they said, we understand that you had something to do with the gifts that were given out. I didn't deny it. I said, well, thank you. And they said, can we tell you something? And they began to laugh. They said, we're new to this church. We're new to the Bible. Do you realize we've spent the last hour and a half sitting on our bed with a Bible open, You know, the Bible that's found in the nightstand in every room. They're going through this Bible, and they are looking for Second Hezekiah, trying to find the reference given on their special gift. They get to the point where they realize this is a joke. This is a prank. And they start to laugh. And they laughed with me that evening. It was so much fun. That same evening, I was approached by others who didn't have a playful imagination, and they didn't enjoy it. Again, I had a nose-to-nose with that senior pastor who was not happy that I had created a moment for him that was awkward and difficult. If only he had chosen to be Ted. That's it.